Happy Friday! It's Kelsey with Shipwreck Beads, and we are here. We made it to the end of the week. Yay, us. So I spent all day in our shipping department today. Gotta say, my feet kind of hurt a little bit. Our shipping manager's on vacation. She went to Hawaii, of all places. Lucky girl. So I've been filling in, actually. Before I got this creative position, I actually worked in our shipping department, shipped out packages, processed orders, double checked, box, you name it. In the shipping department, I've done it. So we'll go ahead and sorry, I just got paged, but we're going to ignore that for now. But that made me sort of lose my mojo. Looks like we got 2 viewers here. All right. Oh, 1 viewer. Somebody left. That's all right. So it's Friday. I've got my yummy lavender lemonade. This is like my favorite summer drink right now. My daughter and I are obsessed. It's lavender syrup, lemonade, some seltzer water. It looks like pond water, but it tastes amazing. It's my favorite thing. I can't wait till I get home, because after work I'm gonna make one of these, and I'm probably gonna add a little bit of vodka to it, maybe. I've heard gin might be good, but I've never been much of a gin girl, so I'm gonna stick with my vodka lemonades with a little bit of lavender. It's my favorite thing right now. It really is. Can't wait to get home and get to that. So do you guys all have plans for this weekend? Myself, I will be going camping with my family. Just a short little camping trip. We're just going down to Rainbow Falls, which is down in the Chehalis areas, for those of you who are local. It's just a nice little river. Oh, Valerie, it's the best. It really is. With the lavender, you'd think it would be overpowering, but it's such a subtle, soft flavor. And then with the lemonade, ugh, I could go on and on and on. But we'll get to the sparkle part of this party. So we're going to go ahead today and make these rhinestone cup chain earrings with these really beautiful keshi pearls on them. I've got a couple, I pulled some stuff to do a couple different styles of the same earring, because they're fairly quick to whip up. So we'll go ahead and get started on that. Alrighty. It's got you angled down so you can see my workspace. And we'll get started with this pair that I'm wearing right now, which is just like that. So working with the rhinestone cup chain is pretty simple. First off, we're going to trim it, and I'm going to this pair here is a little bit long, so I'm going to do a little bit shorter pair, something that's good for everyday wear. Not that these aren't, because, I mean, they're beautiful. Why not wear them every day? But we're going to go a little shorter, I think. Let's see, what are these? So we'll do 1.5 inches each on the blue, or this turquoise. I just love this opaque color. How pretty is that, right? Okay, I'm sure those are the same length, and they are. And then we've got this coral color. One of my favorite color combinations ever is probably coral, cream, and turquoise. Just look at that. All right, so we're gonna go 2 inches on these guys. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and add the rhinestone cup chain findings. Here is what they look like. It's a little box, and you can see it's kind of got the prongs. This is similar to the cup chain itself. See there on the side? All right. So what you do to connect them is you're going to stick the cup chain into the connector, and just really, really gently using your pliers, you're going to just bend those prongs over to hold the rhinestones in place, like so. And you do want to give it a little press across the top, just so that those ends are pressed nice and flush against the rhinestones so they don't catch on anything. So you're going to repeat that on all of the pieces of rhinestone chain. So you'll need a connector for each end because we're going to be hanging a dangle from the end of the cup chain. Okay, so we've got both the coral pieces done, and now we're going to do the turquoise pieces. You can also use nylon jaw pliers to do this. Oh look, there's Rachel, our shipping manager. I was just talking about you, Rachel. How's Hawaii? Or did you guys get a chance to, are you guys there yet? I see you just joined, Rachel. I don't know if she's going to answer me. So it looks like we got 11 viewers now. Who's all watching with us today? Anybody out there? Hello, hello. All right. So now we've got all of our connectors in place. Hi, Kim. How are you doing today? All right. So one of my chunks is a little bit longer than the other, and that's okay because I want to have a little bit of variation in the lengths. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Tina. Glad you guys could join us for our little happy hour today. I don't know if we'll be on a full hour, but it just sounded good. All right, so now we've got our rhinestone sections cut, and we've got our, I already went ahead and put the pearls onto the head pins. These are keshi pearls. They're really gorgeous. They've got a beautiful like rainbow sheen on them, but the holes are kind of irregular as pearls tend to, well, that's just how pearls tend to be. So I'm using a 22 gauge head pin with a little ball on it, and I will put all the item numbers and the supply list in the comments when the video's over. But I went ahead and pre-strung those onto the head pins because they do have really irregular holes, and so I didn't want to be fiddling with trying to get the beads onto the head pins. It takes about, I mean, every third bead won't fit on there. And you can obviously get a bead reamer and ream it out, but I didn't want to have to go that route. I just wanted to be nice and quick about it. Hello, Stephanie G. How are you? All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make wrap loops on all of these pearls here. So to make the wrap loop, I'm going to go ahead and grab it at the base and just press that down like so. I'm going to rotate my pliers so they're now on like the top part of the bend, and then I'm going to bring the loop around. Now you can do it. Now the way I'm going to do it now is because this wire is pretty stiff, I'm just going to continue wrapping while holding it on the round nose pliers. But what I can sometimes do on softer wire is actually remove my pliers and then grasp the loop, and that'll prevent you from getting like a notch sort of knocked into your wire. So for jewelry that you're wearing, not such a big idea. If you're going to be selling it, you want to keep stuff like that in mind, because you just don't want to have those nicks or gouges out of the wire, because it just doesn't look professional or very pretty. And I'm just doing some really messy wraps here. And when I have a bunch of pieces to wrap, I'll go ahead and do all my wrapping and leave them like this, and then I'll wait till I'm finished, and then I'll cut all of the ends at the same time. Just sort of do an assembly line type process here. So again, you're going to grab right at the base, right above. Tina, these are actually our gun handle grip pliers. I get more questions about these pliers than anything. I love them. I love them. They're the Shipwreck Beads brand. We have them made specially for us. They're so comfortable to use because of the shape. They don't cut into your palm. I've got this pair of cutters here, and you know, when you use them, they're Shipwreck Beads. If you just go on our site, Tina, and search gun handle grips, then you'll be able to find them. I think we have, I don't know, 6 or 7 different styles. Plus we've got a kit that has all the different styles, and it comes in like a nice little case too, so that's kind of fun. But if you notice with these pliers, you know, the handle kind of digs into your palm. With these gun handle grips, you don't have that problem, and so that's why they're so fantastic. They're really the only pliers I use, and they're really not that expensive. You know, as with any hobby, you don't always want to invest in the most expensive tool, but in this case, I absolutely love how they feel when I'm using them. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut my little ends. I'm going to cut all my ends first, and then I'm going to go ahead and come back and tuck those ends of the wire down. Look at that cut. Now I've got my bent nose. I'm just going to make sure and press that end of the wire in so that it's not going to get snagged onto anything. Okay. One nifty trick I did learn, hold on, let me grab my crimp pliers. One really nifty trick is that, see the crimp pliers, how they've got that rounded little opening there? You can actually use those to finish off a wrap loop really easy because that round shape fits perfectly around your wrap, and it just tucks that end in so nice and cleanly. This is such a great little trick. I love when I can find additional uses for my tools, and this is one great way to use your crimper that's not crimping. Is to just sort of tuck it around your wrap loop, and that will sort of allow you to finish off that curve. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and attach the pearls to the ends of the cup chain connectors. I've got a really small, let's see, it's a 21 gauge 4mm jump ring in the bright silver. Yeah, Stephanie, I don't know where I picked that. You know, it was just one of those probably newsletters from some beading site that was like, here's a great tip. And you know what? I've kind of used it ever since because it is a really great tip. They do work great for crimp covers, Chris. I totally agree. I use them for those all the time as well. So again, remember with the jump rings, you're going to open them like this, not like this. So went ahead and opened it, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick my, oh, I didn't open it quite wide enough. With the jump rings, you want to open them just wide enough to be able to fit whatever you're going to put, on there. And you don't really want to open them too much wider than that because it can distort the shape. All right, so we've got that one is hanging from there. I can't tell you how much I love these pearls. I just love the irregular shape and just the sheen on them. They're so pretty. I'm really fond of anything that's sort of rough and uncut and unpolished. I love some of our rough quartz nuggets, and recently I did a blog post with some of the Mystic coated quartz crystal that I love those funky shapes, just very irregular, no two pieces kind of are the same kind of deal. Oh man, these jump rings are so tiny. Oh, I just closed this jump ring without adding the pearl to it. Is it Friday and almost time to go home? I think it is. Not yet though, we're not done with our earrings. We'll wait till we finish. Gotta have some bling for a Friday night, right? And you know, the great thing about these cup chain connectors is you can actually use them, you know, if you don't want to make earrings and want to make yourself like a tennis bracelet or use them in other ways, this is a great way to be able to make that rhinestone banding usable. I know a lot of our customers are Native American and they use it in their, yes, it is time for happy hour. I've got my virgin lavender lemonade, which, you know, once I get home and don't have to drive, I'll probably make another and add some adult libations or spirits or whatever you want to call them. Maybe I should stop by Salish on my way home. We have right down the street, we've got a local distillery that makes a bunch of flavored liqueurs, and they've had a booth at our artisan market the last couple years. They can't actually sell at the market, but they're there and they're just so friendly and nice, and but they make some amazing liqueurs. They're right down the street, so hopefully if you decide to come to our artisan market, you can check them out as well, because they will be here again this year. All right, so right now I'm going, Tara says they're awesome sauce, and I agree. So okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add a jump ring to the top connection. So we're going to add a jump ring to each of the little dangled section, and then we're going to jump ring them together before we add them to the ear wire. And the reason for that is so that the earrings actually hang the right direction, because other way, if you just put them on the ear wire, the rhinestones don't quite hang the direction that they should. So we're going to add jump rings to all 4 of those. Sorry, I gotta concentrate. Let's see. Oh, you didn't have time to come see us, Tina? Oh, that's terrible news. We're sorry we missed you. But you know, if you're planning a trip anytime soon, I would plan your trip for August 27th, which is the day of our 4th annual Summer Artisan Market. We're gonna have over 70 vendors, all with handcrafted. Oh yeah, Stottle's right down the road, and then what is it, Top Rung Brewery, that's about, you know, a mile down the road, I think. This whole area has a lot to offer. And imagine when Shipwreck first moved into this location, it was nothing but warehouse. There was nothing here but warehouse buildings, and now it's really turned into quite the little destination for different things. Oh, you are going to get to come visit us. Good, Tina. I'm happy to hear that. Alrighty. So now we've added our jump rings to all 4 of our sections here, and we're just going to use another jump ring to connect them together. When you're adding them to this jump ring, you want to make sure that your rhinestones are both facing the same direction before you close your jump ring. Actually, we're going to add it to the ear wire first. Or no, we're not. We'll see. Close that up. And then the ear wires we're using today, or that I'm using today, are these little shepherd's hooks. They're just very delicate, but I will say that unless you use the little safety sleeves on them, you will probably lose these. I have lost so many earrings using this style of ear wire, and that's simply because I didn't take the time to put a earring back on them. So that sucks to lose an earring. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and just kind of slide that on there, making sure that your stuff's all facing the same way. And then see how there's that little gap there? You can take your pliers and close it, or you can just push it closed with your fingers. And then your jump ring won't slip off there. And then the little safety sleeves, I like the little plastic ones instead of the rubber ones. Some people have rubber allergies, so it's not always a good idea to use those ones, but these guys here are great to use. They're really unobtrusive. And so there is the first pair there. So go ahead and finish up this pair. Again, make sure that your crystals are facing the right direction. Hi Mona, thanks for joining us. So does anybody have plans to make anything this weekend? I'm sure I'll bring some crafts with me when I go camping this weekend, but I doubt I'll actually do anything with them. I always plan to do projects when we travel, and I just never... Ooh, wine charms, yeah. No, that's one thing I've actually never made is wine charms. Oh wait, no, that's not true. Tara and we sometimes will volunteer at this event at the Hands-On Children's Museum. They do what's called an adult swim, where it's a 21 and over event, and it's after hours. Adults come in, you drink, you get to play with all the exhibits in the Children's Museum. It's a whole lot of fun, but Shipwreck has been a sponsor, and one time we did these stamped penny wine charms, which were really fun, but it was a lot of work, especially when you're dealing with drunk people. Trying to string beads it's a little on the comical side, I gotta say. So here is our finished earring. We've got our finished pair. I love, love, love these. How pretty are those with the pearls on there? And I love those opaque colors. And just because I had these copper supplies on my desk, I don't know if you watched the 4th of July video, but I had pulled some of the copper rhinestone banding because I wanted to give it a try with the bracelet I was making, and it didn't quite work out. Yeah, Tara, we'll definitely have to simplify the project next time. So we've got this copper rhinestone banding. It's sitting on my desk, so we're going to go ahead and use it. I went ahead and pre-wrapped. These are some really pretty wine-colored keshi pearls, but they're more of a drop shape. So I'll show you how I did the wrapping on that. Oh, thank you, Danielle. Yeah, I love the pearls. The keshi, something about the keshi pearls are just extra beautiful to me. So for the red keshi pearls, they're more of a drop shape. So here you can see these guys on the strand. You can see they're more of a drop shape, and these are called a drop shape too, but they're more nuggety, I guess. So those ones I just strung right on the head pin, but these ones have to be done a little bit differently. So you're gonna, this is just 22 gauge craft wire. It's bare copper, I believe. Yeah, just the bare copper wire. So it will tarnish over time because it doesn't have a coating on it. So this is a drop shape. So I strung that on. We're gonna fold both of those ends up, and then we're going to wrap on one side just a couple times to hold it in place. Trim that end. We want to tuck that in because we're going to wrap over it, so we want to make sure that that's nice and tucked in. And then again, we're going to do a wrapped loop there and make it extra messy because that's how I like it. Use our crimp bead plier here to tuck it in. Loop is a little wonky. Straighten that up. And so now we've got like a nice little drop. So for these ones, rather than doing the double drop, I think I'm just going to keep it as a single, and I'm going to make these a little bit longer. So we'll do about 3 inches. One rhinestone too long on here. All right, so for those of you who are watching and those of you who might watch later, what kind of videos would you like us to do? What would you like to see next? I'd really like eventually for you to be able to meet some of the other amazing, talented people who work here at Shipwreck, so hopefully we'll get some videos with some other people here involved. But yeah, what kind of projects would you like to see? What kind of stuff do you want to see me make? Do you want to see more of sort of the store? I'm happy to give you guys a tour of things, or maybe we can do one. This is not, there we go. Or maybe we can do a video in the galley one of these days for one of my little coffee chats. I don't know, what do you guys think? All right. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. All right. So I can't tell if the comments are frozen or if just nobody's commenting. Will somebody say something? Oh, there we go. Hi, Valerie. A tour would be fun. Oh, you know what you can actually do too? You can go on Google Maps, bracelets. Oh, I love bracelets. Actually, I think next week my plan is to talk about some different types of leather findings. Wine charms would be a good idea. But anyways, about the tour, you can actually go on to Google Maps and see a live choice 8. Oh, you're so helpful, Tara. I love you. Coffee, yeah, we'll do some, we'll make some bracelets in the galley next week. How does that sound? But yeah, tour. I keep getting distracted. You can go on Google and actually see the live Google video tour of our store, which is really cool. And you can just, I think, just look us up on Google. I'm not sure exactly how to find it. But that is a really cool feature. It's a whole 360-degree view, and you can kind of click on the screen with your mouse and move around, and it's real fun. So now I've got my little drops made. I've got my dangly things here. I wonder, does that is not what I was planning on, but we'll see here. I think I have an idea. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. A tour of the store, all right. Seems like lots of people want to see what we do here. All right. Oh, I did it again. I added my jump ring with it. Oh, Danielle will be in Seattle on Wednesday. You should drive down and visit us. Oh, Valerie, are you checking it out right now? Isn't that cool? I remember when they came in and oh, thank you for posting the link, Tara. You're wonderful. So, okay, I was thinking just doing something straight like this, but then as I was putting that all together, I got an idea, and so I'm going to try something else with this other one, and the date for the show in August is August 27th. It is that Saturday. How close to Seattle are we? We are, it's probably about a 2-hour drive depending on traffic. Unfortunately, it's not that close to Seattle. I guess if you're considering how close are we from New York, it's really close, but yeah, sorry. It is a bit of a drive, and you know, if I'm being honest, when you come in our store, you want to give yourself a couple hours to hang out. Basic instructions. Well, Laura, you can check out our blog. We've got a lot of good information on there. What sort of beginner techniques are you interested in? I'm happy to do videos of any level. Really, one of the funnest parts of the video is getting to talk to all of you wonderful people. So, so yeah, if there's some beginner techniques that you're curious about, Laura, just let me know, and we'll see what we can get going as far as a video. And also, Laura, if you're local, we teach a fantastic Beading 101 class where for the cost of $25, all materials and use of tools included, you get to make a bracelet and a pair of earrings, and you learn all of the beginning jewelry making techniques, jump rings, crimp beads. You learn about the different components. And that's, you can find the signups for the classes on our website. Our Beading 101 class is a really, really great one, though. I think after taking a class like that, you really feel confident and getting started beading. It can be kind of intimidating if you've never done anything like this before. So, okay, again, you want to make sure they're hanging the right direction. Add the earwire. I would really like to make earrings. Well, right now we're making earrings, so hopefully you've watched this video. There's some really easy, this is a really easy technique to do, Laura. All you're doing is kind of folding some ends over. You know, you can always substitute a wrapped loop with just a regular simple loop. One tool that I absolutely love, hold on, let me step away real quick. One tool that I love is the one-step looper. And this is the 2.25, so they actually come in 3 different sizes. This is the one-step looper. Sorry, going off on a tangent here. So you take your bead, you put it on your head pin. You're going to feed your head pin under the notch, and then there's a hole out the side here, so you're going to feed that through there. And you're going to put your bead right up against the edge of the tool, squeeze. Notice that end falls out. Now before you remove the bead from the tool, you're going to give it a little notch back just to sort of break the neck and make sure that your loop stands up straight. And then look at that. That's a perfect loop. In what, like 30 seconds? So if you're a beginner and you're intimidated, I know simple loops can be one of the more intimidating techniques to learn. So this looper tool is incredible. It took me a while to come around to it because I was kind of one of those people like, I don't know if I need another tool. I can make loops. But yeah, Tara, you're right. It is seriously one of the best beading inventions ever. Kudos to the person who came up with it, because it's a really fantastic way for beginners to sort of get involved without feeling intimidating. Yeah, loops are so hard to do, Laura. They really, really are. You know, when I sometimes get a chance to fill in and teach our beading one-on-one class, and one thing I tell people is that, you know, I have probably made thousands, if not 10,000 different loops in my time out of wire, and, you know, the only way to get better is to practice, practice, practice. But yeah, this looper tool is incredible. Video featuring all of the various tools. Well, we have got a lot of various tools, so we will start talking about some specific different tools. I've got one on Monday that I'm going to be talking about in our little coffee chat video with bracelets and leather, and it should be a good time. But as far as the looper tool, my 10-year-old daughter can use this and make Denise, yes, the videos stay on our Facebook page, so if you don't catch them live, you can watch them anytime. All right, so that was my idea, and I don't really like it. It didn't quite turn out. You can't see that pearl. I'm going to try one more thing. Let's see, what time are we at here? Yeah, we've been on about 30 minutes. It's about time to wrap it up. Kelsey, you've been talking too long. All right, let's see. Oh, good. I'm going to try one more thing here because I really just want to. You know, we don't have a schedule for live videos. I've been doing them on Wednesday mornings at about 10 o'clock, sort of a little brunch chat. And then I like this Friday end of day happy hour thing, so I think we're going to try and do that on a weekly basis, and I'd like to start doing one on Mondays too, but it just kind of depends. If you were here at the beginning of the video, you heard me say that I filled in for our shipping department, so it kind of depends on that. So this is a work in progress. We'll just say that. But we would like to eventually have some scheduled videos and an actual time that you can come in and check in with us. Oh, you know what? There. I actually really like that. So if you're going to do a style like this, so here's that one. Let me finish up this other one and you can tell me which one you like the best. So I've got this like shoulder duster kind of style. It's a bead mat. What is that cloth? Oh yeah, Denise, this is a bead mat. It's like a foamy, you know those Velux blankets? It's kind of cushiony and it's got some thicker fibers. It keeps everything from rolling in place. And one thing that's great too is if you are in the middle of a project and you've got somebody coming over and you need to pick up real fast, all you gotta do is roll your bead mat up nice and tight and then secure it with like a rubber band or something like that. And that'll keep your project together. The bead mats are really cheap too. I think they're like $5 for 3 of them. So, you know, they're really great. I've got a ton of them at home and at work. I use them all the time. Okay, so back to the earrings. Which style do you guys like best? So I've got this sort of long pair. Actually, let's put them on and see what we like best. The loopy ones? Danielle likes the loopy ones. All right. So there's those. Or there's those. Gosh, I really don't know. I think I like these loopy ones. What do you think? Yeah, the loopy one turned out good. I really like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and change this one up later on. I won't make you guys like the short ones. You know, I kind of, when it comes to making jewelry, I tend to make a lot of really big flamboyant pieces, but when I wear jewelry, I tend to go with just smaller pieces, more delicate pieces. Like this necklace here is one of my favorites. It was a Christmas present from my mother-in-law. It is, I want to say, a white sapphire set in PMC. And it was broken for a long time. The loop broke off, and I had one of our instructors, Ruth Greening, who does our PMC classes. She's wonderful. But I had her solder that back on for me so I can finally wear it again. But this is one of my favorite pieces, and this is the necklace I wear every day. So in the, you know, when I make stuff, I make the bigger the better. But when it comes to what I like to wear on a daily basis, it tends to be more delicate and small. But I agree. I think the loopy ones are better. I love how those turned out. Those are just so cute. All right. So as we go ahead and wrap this up, I have 2 kits. So one of each. I've got a kit for the coral and turquoise earrings, and I've got a kit for these. You can either do them loopy style or long style, but I've got a kit for these also. If you could like and comment and share if you want, we'll go ahead and pick a winner next week. And so I've got 2 prizes to give away, one of the silver and one of the copper. So I'd love to hear some feedback. Again, let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. I'll add them to my list. I will, yeah, I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.